What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing my top 3 reasons why I use prime lenses for street photography. The prime lenses I use to take the photos you'll be seeing are the Sony 28mm f2.0 and the Sony 55mm f1.8, but the information I share can be applied to any prime lens, regardless of brand or focal length. And with that out of the way, thanks for joining, and let's dive into the video. This is another one just with the colors. I like the orange of the bike contrasted with the green of the trees. It also is a nice scene with the bricks and this kind of residential type alley, and it's in the shade too. I always love shooting in the shade. I think I like that soft even light and colors, and especially if you shoot people, skin tones I think would look really nice. And this part here too, maybe if I can use these kind of rusted chains in the foreground just to add a little bit more depth, can create a just really tranquil looking image. The first reason I shoot street photography with prime lenses is because of the freedom they offer. There's something about being locked into a decision that I find oddly opens up the doorways of creativity. I think a great way to articulate what I mean is to provide an example I once heard the legendary cinematographer Roger Deakins once share. He said that when he's on set preparing to film, he wouldn't want an endless pool of options to make the movie, because he would just then spend all of his time thinking about those different options and not get down to what needs to be accomplished. It's when his options are limited and he knows that he has to make it work with what he has that he can then focus, get creative, and get the job done. And that's how I feel when I'm shooting the streets with a prime lens. Compared to a zoom, I'm either going to make the shot work at that focal length I chose for the day, or I'm not. And by accepting this limitation, it actually frees my thinking, as it eliminates another technical consideration that I have to make, and this helps me be more focused, creative, and enjoy things even more. So I saw that the guy went back into the store, but I didn't have my camera out, but I just waited here, and I don't know if the camera picked it up, but I just had the feeling he might pop his head back out. And I think what really makes it, again, is just the colors here are just so amazing. It's golden hours in the shade, but just these blues and the little hits of greens and yellows on the side. Just, I mean, in and of itself is nice to look at, but when you get the human figure in it, it just adds a little bit more of a little bit of magic to it. It's really nice. The next reason I use prime lenses for street photography is because of the connectivity I feel with them. Street photography for me has always been something very reactionary, and because of that, it always felt inefficient and unnatural to be zooming in and out of moments while they were unfolding in front of me. And with a prime lens, that option is just taken off the table. Now, I've heard a really solid counter argument to this from some who shoot zooms who say just to set the focal length on the lens as if it were a prime and shoot like that for the day. And in response to that, I say, if you have the willpower to follow that method, respect, truly. I just know I don't have that willpower, and I kind of draw the parallel of trying to eat healthy but having junk food in the house. If it's in the house, if it's there, I'm just gonna eat it. So for me, it's just better to remove the temptation completely and not even have the option. One last thing I'll add to this point is, over time, I found that what I photograph on the street is shaped by the focal length that I use. For example, if I'm using a wider lens like a 28, my eye is naturally searching for more enigmatic scenes, trying to pack as much information in the frame as possible. But if I'm using something more standard like a 55, I'm looking for more still life scenes with what I might call ironic juxtaposition. So just being able to key into one train of thought throughout the day helps me feel more interrelated to the frames that I'm able to create, and just like the reason before, helps me enjoy the session even more. And finally, the last reason I use primes for street photography is because of their convenience. I can't overstate how much I love light, compact setups. When I'm out on the streets, I want to be out shooting as long as possible, and prime lenses allow me to do that because primes are typically lighter and smaller than zooms. And trust me, when you're out there for hours at a time, that really starts to add up and it takes a toll. So light, compact, and efficient is always the way to go for me. Alright, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you found the information to be helpful. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.